I know this video is not a good example of this, but I promise you I am not that easy to be advertised to. I promise I do not fall for Instagram, TikTok. Those are really the only two platforms I'm on. YouTube. I promise I don't fall for advertising that easily. That being said, I kind of like nail polish. I enjoy nail polish. I also enjoy making my own nail polish, as we've seen a few times on this channel now. And also, once or twice when I didn't even record it because I like nail polish. So one day while I was scrolling through Instagram, I saw this ad. Now, I don't particularly like Taylor Swift. Please don't kill me. I know saying that is basically like saying that you didn't like whatever that fucking K-pop band was back in the day. I don't like pop music, guys. Not only that, I had a sister that was really into Taylor Swift, and now I can only associate negative feelings with it. So, I don't know, fucking sue me, I guess. Anyways, I saw this and I was like, that looks fun. In the back of my mind, I kind of already knew that Instagram ads are kind of like 90% of the times a scam. I personally see so many Instagram ads that are basically just to join a cult or an MLM. However, I was intrigued. They showed me nail polish. They showed me I could like customize it to make it my own. You got me. That's it. You got me. This ad could have also been heavily influenced by the fact that I follow a lot of nail polish brands on Instagram. And I not only follow with them, I interact with them a lot, especially if you've already seen the nail polish video about the zodiac signs. The brand Love by Luna and I actually DM'd back and forth a little bit. So it makes sense that I was shown this ad, and I definitely got suckered into it. But yeah, so I decided to make my own nail polish. But the whole gimmick of this website is like you take your own pictures and use those to pick an incredibly unique color, a color that can only be yours. And then they'll mix it up for you and then they'll send it to you. Not to like boast my nail polish knowledge or anything, because I don't actually have any. I just listen when people talk. I have heard, just from being in the nail polish space for a while now, some people talk specifically about how formulas and colors are created. So even at the beginning, I was kind of like, I don't know how real this is. I think there's a chance they'll get close. I don't know if they're gonna get it correct. So when I went to go pick out pictures to try and like decide which ones I was gonna turn into nail polish, I was having a little bit of a hard time. I honestly don't take very many pictures, especially not of myself. However, I do have a certain somebody who loves a certain bird very, very much. So I took one of the pictures that I used for Dumpling's Tinder, took a little swatch of his very yellow coloring, and that was gonna be my first nail polish. I did buy 2 bottles of this particular polish, one to give to my friend and the other one for me to keep, because God forbid that I ever pass up on a bottle of nail polish. But then I wanted one that was like actually mine for me. Again, we run into the problem of I don't really take pictures that often. However, some of the pictures I do have actually come from my trip to Italy that I took. I ended up picking this one in particular because honestly, this was my favorite day in Italy. It was literally the day after we got there. We were waking up from our very first night sleeping in Italy. It was like just at dawn when we went out to Florence. The streets were completely empty, but they still had Christmas decorations up. There were a few like shops open. We went to go eat breakfast in a little cafe, and the sky was just starting to turn blue. Honestly, it was fucking gorgeous. Between the architecture, the sunrise, and just like the cool air, it was a great day, and I want to go back to Italy very badly. I did go back and forth about whether or not picking this picture. I was kind of stuck between, you know, this picture of that morning in Florence versus a picture from when we were flying into Italy from Germany, and you could just see the vast expanse of mountains. The problem with the picture from the mountains is anytime I would try to go pick out a color, it would either be like a really gross looking gray or like a really muddy brown or like a pink that was coming from the sunset, and I wasn't really like interested in getting a nail polish in any of those specific colors. Don't get me wrong, I like nail polish that's gray and I like nail polish that's brown, but just the colors were not looking very good when I was picking them out. So I ended up going with the dawn picture because I like the color blue, and it kind of reminded me of the Tumblr post that's like, I love the colors of the sky, and then it's like a long ass post and it goes, which one? Anyways, so those were the colors I picked and I named them appropriately. Then all I had to do was wait for them to show up, which they did. This was the box I got that they came in. I did get 3 total nail polishes since I bought 2 copies of the dumpling one. I don't know if they would give you a smaller box if you had gotten less nail polish, but this is the one I got. After opening the box, first of all, they had my name there that I scratched out. And then they're all like, this is actually pretty nicely secured. There's no like packaging around it to keep them from hitting each other, but they are like forced to stay upright, which I think is pretty neat. And then we have our little swatches. So we have My Nemesis and we have Dawn in Florence. Now, when I originally saw these, I don't know if it was just the lighting or what, but I don't like this one. To me, this one looks really green. Like, it doesn't really look yellow. I don't know what it is, but this one just seems like it has a twinge of green underneath it and less of the like bright canary yellow. This one I did like. I think this one's really pretty. I think this one has that deep blue that I was definitely looking for. But now let's look at the actual nail polish. They did also give you a nail file, but it's like in the bottom and I can't get it out. So I'd have to like completely take apart the box to get it out, which I don't really want to do. So these are our bottles of nail polishes. We've got 2 copies of My Nemesis and 1 copy of Dawn in Florence. Right off the bat, I don't think these are entirely accurate. First of all, these do not look the same. I don't know if there's something about when it dries down or if they swatched the wrong one or what, but in the bottle and this swatch do not look the same. This looks so much lighter and brighter, and I really wanted this like deep color. And I'm like looking at it in different angles and different lightings, but this in the bottle just seems so much brighter than this. And I like the swatch. This is what I want. So when we swatch this one, I'll see, but as of now, I'm kind of disappointed. This kind of just seems like a generic blue. That might be on me. I might have just picked a bad color, but this and this feel very different to me. This is the part of the video where everyone realizes I'm insane. And this, again, it just feels so green. Like it doesn't, and also, again, the swatch looks way darker than the actual polish. In the bottle, it looks a lot brighter, which is a little bit more true to the color I was trying to go for, but it still has like this weird undercoat of green that I really don't like. But honestly, I kind of want to swatch them on swatch sticks and see what that does. So the first one we're going to swatch is My Nemesis. I'm going to put 1 copy of this one somewhere my friend can't find it and give it to her for her birthday. Meanwhile, I'm going to swatch this one. It has a really thick brush, which I enjoy. I enjoy these thick brushes a lot more than the thin ones. So that's the first coat. So this is the first swatch of both colors. It's honestly not that bad of a formula. The polishes themselves aren't particularly expensive, which I would expect them to be more expensive for the whole customizable feature, but it's like just thick enough to get like fairly okay coverage in one coat. It's not particularly patchy, so it's a surprisingly good quality formula. With the first coat, I think the blue one is definitely looking better than it does in the bottle. This is looking closer to what I imagined. This one's still looking a little green. Again, I don't know if it's the lighting, I don't know if it's the particular spot in the picture I picked, I don't know. But because this one is looking so not quite right, I think that alleviates my fear of them just being generic colors, right? So at first when I got these, I was like, I think they just put a blue and a light blue and a yellow in a bottle and they were like, those are the colors you picked, I promise. But because this yellow one has such a weird undertone of green, I don't think anybody in their right mind would just have that as a stock color. Again, this blue swatch looks really, really close to what I wanted. So either I picked 2 common colors, which is possible, and it's just the weird lighting is making this one look more green, or I again just picked a not very unique color that I just happen to like a lot, and this one for some reason just has a weird green undertone. I would obviously prefer for the buyer to, you know, actually be legitimately getting a unique color. I think that's more difficult to do than people understand. Even if you go to Home Depot and try and get a paint sample, that's never gonna turn out quite right. So I would honestly prefer that this is just a bad job. They just did a bad job this one time, because then that would mean that this one that they did a good job on wasn't just a random blue that was already available. All right, let's do second coat. Again, I really enjoy the wide brush. I think the formula is pretty good, surprisingly. That's 2 coats and that's like full coverage. So the the formula I actually really enjoy. I think it's a really good formula. And I'm so surprised by this blue. It really looks way deeper on the swatch stick and on that little swatch that they gave me rather than in the bottle. I don't know what that's about. And maybe I'm the crazy one, but to me, these seem like 2 different colors. Obviously not like wildly different colors, but different enough for me to see this and be disappointed at first. This I am very pleased with. This is what I expected. This is what I wanted. Again, is that blue one so good because I accidentally picked one they already had? It's a possibility. And I do think that on the second coat on this one, one, it does look a little bit less green, but I still see like a twinge of green in there, which I'm not happy about. Again, maybe it's a lighting issue. Maybe my friend will see it and love it. I'm not entirely sure. But now it's time for the big BuzzFeed question. Was it worth it? Yes. I think what it's meant for is more like something gimmicky. Like you get your lover's eye colors in a nail polish. That kind of shit. To me, because of the green in this one, this really reads to me as they actually legitimately tried to match the nail polish to the picture. I really was convinced that that was not going to be the case just because that's kind of tricky to do, but I am honestly very, very happy with the blue. I love the blue. It's like exactly what I wanted. I'm not particularly happy with the yellow, but because I'm not happy with it, I feel like that means that they just got their ratios wrong, which means that they were mixing it, you know, per order. It would be really interesting to compare the yellows to each other and see if they're the same. If one of them is slightly off from the other one, that would definitely mean that each bottle is individually done. That might be an experiment for another day, but I think it would be like a really, really cute thing you could do. Or like I saw a little bit in the ad where they like picked the nose of their cat. That kind of thing is what makes this nail polish special, which is like why I got the bird for my friend. But honestly, as somebody who loves nail polish, I would absolutely fucking love if somebody who knew me really well got a nail polish very specific to me. I would love that shit. I would also love to take like some of the pictures that I was having trouble with picking a specific color on and doing that like blend effect and blending it all together and getting like the median color and picking that color and turning it into a nail polish just to see what it would look like. But definitely at first when I was looking at these, I was like, these don't look good. But I am happily surprised with the result. Are they actually the colors I picked off those pictures exactly? I don't fucking know. It's close enough though. And by the time you get them, you kind of don't remember which color you picked. I can definitely go back and look at the footage, but I think most people are gonna be like, close enough. If I'm remembering correctly off the top of my head, the polish was only like $9 a bottle, which is pretty cheap for nail polish. Fucking Sally Hansen sells some bottles for $12, which they do not deserve. They've got that customized label on the bottom, which means they at least, you know, put some kind of customization on it. They've got the QR on the back so that you can continue to create, which is fun. I surprisingly enjoy these. I forgot to say this at the beginning, but I'm not sponsored by blank. I just like nail polish, and I thought this would be a fun experiment. And I don't know if I'm gonna be like ordering for them again in the future, but maybe. I'm not sure if I'll ever need to, but maybe. You never know. Hello. This is an update to the blank beauty video that I didn't know was gonna happen. I am obviously in my editor's garb, including crusty makeup and unwashed hair and everything, so that's how you know this is a very last minute update. It's been a minute since I recorded that footage, but I think my overall consensus was I liked Blank Beauty. I thought that it took me a minute to figure it out, but after I did figure it out, I thought it was like a really neat concept that ended up getting executed very well. I thought it was a fun time. I really enjoyed it. At the end of that video, I had ended up making 3 different nail polishes because I kind of fucked up the first time with the dumpling color, so I did it again and got a better result. Generally speaking, I think it's incredibly difficult to pick out the exact color that you're looking for on mobile. On the computer, I'm having a much easier time doing it correctly, finding the right color, but on mobile, I'm struggling a little bit more. But like I said, I actually really enjoy Blank Beauty. I think $9 for a bottle of nail polish is not a lot. For it to be completely customized to your own pictures is so much fun. And all in all, I thought this was great. I honestly am starting to really love this website. So you guys know that I recently came back from Japan. So I was like, oh, you know what'll be fun? I'll take one of my Japan pictures and I'll turn it into a nail polish. We went to Japan right at the beginning of cherry blossom season, and I was able to go to like a little like nature park where they had a bunch of beautiful trees and flowers around, and I was able to see like the beginnings of some trees starting to blossom, and I was able to get some pictures of the cherry blossoms just starting. And I was like, oh, I should definitely make a nail polish based off the color of the cherry blossoms. That'll be an amazing way to remember this trip. So I ordered the nail polish, and I waited for it to arrive, and then this is what came in the mail. It's like completely destroyed. It got like horribly mangled. The box it came in was not the box that I was used to getting from them, and the labeling on the package looked weird. Like it didn't look like what I remembered from the last time I ordered it from them. So I was confused and like honestly pretty sad that it got so mangled. Like obviously the polish itself is fine. It's not like the bottle broke or anything, but it's like what the fuck? So I reached out to customer support and I was like, hey, I got my nail polish, but it's like fucked up. Like it's really, really messed up. I sent them a few pictures and I was like, can I get like a refund or something? Because it's usable, but also like, why would you send me nail polish that's been like very obviously sanded down to the point where like you can see the real cap underneath their like artificial aesthetic one. So they got back to me pretty quickly and they were like, we're gonna open a case with FedEx because this looks like something FedEx did that fucked up, but don't worry, we will absolutely just send you a replacement, no questions asked, for free. And I was like, awesome. Because honestly, I was guessing it was FedEx's fault anyway, because like I said, the box was different and the label looked weird. The label said it was coming from a FedEx facility, not from the company itself. So my guess is the box fell off or the product fell out in some way and it got like stuck in between a conveyor belt, and that's why it got like ground up into pieces. So they did. They sent me a free replacement. Brand new free replacement, which is awesome customer service already. So they replaced my nail polish. They replaced the little cue card it's on, which is cool because I really like these things, even though it's kind of silly, but I think they're really cute. And not only did they replace those two things, they gave me a top coat and a base coat for free. I didn't order these. So that's like some excellent customer service. Yeah, the polish itself is definitely like not bad quality polish. It's not dollar store level polish. You're getting a level of personalization that's just amazing, and I've had excellent experience with the customer service even after something goes like as wrong as I think it could, besides like just the package never coming. And just something else I want to mention is it took me like 4 days after it was delivered to see this, because this got delivered kind of in the middle of all of my kidney stone troubles. So I didn't go to the mailbox for a while because I was in so much pain and just like sick in general. So it was like I waited like almost a full work week to tell them that it was damaged, and they still were like instantly like, do not worry, we will get on this immediately, as well as opening a case with FedEx to try and make sure this doesn't happen again in the future. So all in all, every interaction or every polish I make with this brand, I only think of more positive things to say. And I really do think that if you're gonna do this on mobile, it's a little bit more tricky to get that exact color specification. If you do this on a computer though, I'm having a much easier time getting the exact color I'm looking for. But yeah, I am starting to get to the point where I have nothing bad to say about the company. And every experience I've had with them has been really, really, really good. Just some last minute thoughts, because honestly, I was kind of blown away by this. Like, I kind of expected them to, eventually give me a refund or a replacement, but I didn't expect it to be so easy, I guess, because I'm kind of used to companies like almost doing their best to not have to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, incredible customer service, quickly becoming one of my favorite things in the world to do. And I will most likely, anytime I travel, be making a nail polish to kind of commemorate the visit. But that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.